because you answered your calling.
You're just such a big part of the reason why I'm here today.
And you inspire me and everyone around you.
Helping us grow in the Word.
For loving us.
And making us better people.
Always there for me.
On Sundays and Wednesdays.
That you are our shepherd.
For being an excellent spiritual father to us.
Thank you, Pastor.
My name is Chandler. I've been coming to Stonepoint 10 years now, and then the ministry I serve in is social media and then media.
My name is Maricruz. I serve in assimilations, and I started coming to SCC 2018, but became committed to this church 2019. So mid last year, I went into a routine OBGYN appointment, and it just happened to be there was one appointment where my husband did not go, that one appointment, and I was told that my baby's heart had stopped beating. In that moment, it's not something that you ever expect to hear, and so it completely caught me off guard. I'm going to be completely honest, it shook me. I'm usually pretty good at when the storm comes, I'm able to get back up, speak the word on the matter, and keep it moving, but this was just something that was completely different. I found myself in a deep place of sadness that I just couldn't figure out how to get out of. And because I was stuck there, I knew that I didn't have a sober mind, but that was just beyond me. And because I knew I was stuck, I went to my husband, but I was there. It was like a deep hole that no matter how much I tried, I just couldn't get out of. To have that proper response, that again, I knew was the right response because I've been going to SCC since 2018, 2019. So you would think I would immediately jump into that.
So unique that I was kind of like taken away by it. So I'm like, okay, this doesn't seem real. I'm like, you hear about other people kind of going through things like that or struggles, but it was something that I was like, I don't even know how to deal with something like this. I know how to believe for my finances. I know how to believe for X, Y, and Z, but like having to believe for like, I have a child in my wife's belly that there's no heartbeat. It's like, how do I believe for that? And so I think that's where it came in. Like, we need to speak with pastors and kind of get an idea of like what our next moves look like, because it's like, aside from the spiritual nature of it, like we need to know like, how do we go about delivering a baby that doesn't have a heartbeat? How do we go about doing the post or the aftermath of the situation? Like, how do you deal with that?
It was beyond us. And there came a point to where in our conversation, we knew that it was time to speak to pastor.
I think that's where everything started to shift. We knew that pastors not only went through the same situation once, but multiple times.
Right.
And so for us, it was like, okay, not only can we get revelation, but we can also get, I guess, more practical advice on like, how did you guys deal with the whole situation? For me, at least, I was very emotional on the phone, but then the way he responded was like, I don't know if you've ever seen in movies, like when someone's acting like very radical and they get smacked in the face and they kind of like sober up really fast.
Yeah.
But the moment we spoke with him, it shifted. It was like, okay, we're going into, this is how the victory is done. This is how we're going to win. This is how we're going to overcome. And then from there, it was just like peace for the rest of the process.
Peace and his strength. Like, that supernatural peace, supernatural strength that I thought I had experienced, but I felt like this was at a completely new level.
All of our doctor staff, everyone was like so shocked at how we were handling everything. Like they were walking on eggshells, and there were so many times we had to tell them like, hey, you don't have to tiptoe around here like saying sorry and things like that. It's like, we're good.
It was just something different than what they had even witnessed, I guess, before. Because they see miscarriages. They have people coming in now having miscarriages. Many of them, one even wrote us a card essentially talking about how different our situation was in comparison to what she's seen before. She has an idea that, we're believers, and just the impact that we were able to make just in that type of environment. But again, we needed that from pastor.
We might not have the result that we wanted, but God still showed himself faithful. He still showed up very strong and showed us that, hey, you're not alone in the situation. And I think that was like the key point that we were missing. And, pastor was able to kind of deliver that, was like, don't think that it's just by your might that it's going to get done.
Right.
That no matter what the situation is, trust the Lord. And so his biggest thing was just making sure that we're on a common ground moving forward. That way it's like, she's not believing for a result that I can't get there, and then we're both going into this hospital and there's division. Where we are now, right here. And a lot of people, don't talk about it, is going to those new appointments with a new baby and not having that mindset of like, okay, are we going to get bad news this time? And I think coming to Stonepoint, being under Pastor Gene, it's a constant reminder of there is hope.
Right.
Don't go into these appointments thinking that you're going to get bad news every single time. Don't think that because they're saying, oh, you need to get tested for this because this is showing high or this is showing low. Don't take that as evidence that something is going to happen.
I will say that coming to service following what had happened, the main thing that kept resonating with me as I would hear Pastor speak is not dwelling on the event that took place, on the miscarriage that took place, but instead dwelling and focusing on God's goodness through it all. And that made a difference going into my next pregnancy. Thank God for the hard places.
The biggest thing that Pastor has, probably the whole year, he was saying, thank God for the hard places. So that to us is like a reminder that, hey, don't get stuck in the middle. Don't focus on the middle. We're gonna go through it.
I want to say thank you, Pastor Jane, for what you've done for me and for my family. It's no light thing to be a pastor. I know that. I know it would have probably been a lot easier to decide to go live in that private island with your family, your book, your fishing rod, monitoring the waters, making sure the waves are still there. But you chose this. You chose your calling to be a pastor, to be a shepherd, to this sheep. So I know it's no light thing, but you make it look easy.
I just want to say thank you, that what you do is very important in our lives. When I came to Stonepoint, I almost see myself as a kid, but the way you seen me, I guess gave me the confidence to continue. The stuff that you'd instilled in me over the years, 10 plus years, has changed my life tremendously. And there's not enough words to describe how much it means to me, so thank you.
Thank you, Pastor Jane.